What if I told you? One country quietly took control of the world's gold, not through war, not through invasion, but through strategy, timing, and influence. Today, the United States holds more gold than any nation on Earth. But the real question is, did it just collect gold? Or did it build a system where it never needed gold? The real money, 030 to 110. Before paper money, before credit cards, before digital banking. There was only one thing people truly trusted: gold. Gold wasn't just wealth. It was money. This was known as the gold standard. Every currency had real gold behind it. So the rule was simple. Backhand index pointing right, more gold equals more power. And every country played by that rule. World War shift, 110 to 2 o'clock. Then came chaos. The World War I. And later, the even more destructive World War II. Europe was shattered. Economies collapsed. Countries like the UK and France were desperate. They needed weapons, food, survival. And only one country had it all. Backhand index pointing right, the United States. But America didn't give it for free. It asked for something in return: gold. Ship after ship crossed the Atlantic, loaded with Europe's wealth. By 1945, the US held nearly 70% of the world's gold. The master plan. Then came the most important meeting in financial history: the Bretton Woods Agreement. 44 countries gathered to rebuild the world. But hidden inside the agreement was a brilliant strategy. Here's how it worked. Backhand index pointing right, the United States dollar was tied to gold. Backhand index pointing right, every other country tied its currency to the dollar. So now, the world no longer needed gold directly. It needed dollars. And who controlled the dollar? Backhand index pointing right, the United States. From that moment, America became the center of global finance. The game changes. But there was a problem. America started printing more money than the gold it actually had. Countries began to worry. They wanted their gold back. Then in 1971, President Richard Nixon made a shocking move. He ended the dollar's link to gold. This moment is known as backhand index pointing right, the Nixon shock. And just like that, money changed forever. It was no longer backed by gold. It was backed by trust. Why America still dominates. Even today, backhand index pointing right, the US still holds the largest gold reserves. Backhand index pointing right, the dollar dominates global trade. Backhand index pointing right, most countries still rely on the US financial system. But here's the real secret. Power is no longer about gold. It's about belief. As long as the world believes in the dollar, America stays in control. So America didn't just take control of gold. It did something smarter. It built a system where the world depends on it. And once you control the system, you don't just control money. Backhand index pointing right, you control the world.